Every club.
Every day.
The Global Sports Podcast Network.
All right, still the Daily Palace podcast brought to you by the Global Sports Podcast Network. Wale and Alex Wade looking at the result from the just concluded Leicester Crystal Palace game. Apologies, earlier we had a technical glitch, and that meant that this episode might be broken into two parts. But we were just wrapping things up earlier, Alex, and I was talking about how the game against Leicester represent the start of a run of games, just as we had at the start of the season, although maybe in a different order. The first couple of games for Palace at the start of the season were Brentford, West Ham, Leicester. In those three games, Palace got just the 1 point. Next games for Palace against West Ham and Brentford again. These are games that Palace will be looking at and saying, with this run of form, we need to get results in this game. And 3 points again against Leicester away is definitely a good way to start. Going into the next couple of games.
Yeah, 100%. It's going to give us confidence going into these games, and these are ones that we should be targeting more wins from. These kind of mid-table opponents. My only thing is, like with West Ham, they've just assigned Potter as their manager. So that's going to be a very tough test for us. He's a really good coach. We were obviously eyeing him up at one point as well. He could have been in our hot seat, but going to West Ham with him there, the crowd are going to be behind him. They've won their first game, for a while on Tuesday, so that's going to be a real test. And then Brentford have always got potential to mix it up and take on anybody on their day. But I just think we've got that momentum now, and even a couple of weeks ago or a month ago, a point wouldn't have been enough from those games. But at the moment, it's like we can have a bit of breathing space between ourselves and the relegation zone to sort of say, okay, if we don't get a win, it's not the end of the world. Obviously, we'd like that, but the kind of situation we're in now is so much better than what we were. And I think that's a big credit to Glazner and the team for pulling it together. And that kind of cohesiveness is going to stand us in good stead as we try and climb up the table. I think in some ways, though, those games against Brentford, West Ham, Leicester, it's very Palace to lose those games and then pull out a result against a Man City or a Chelsea, Man United, like we have done this season. But that being said, I just think for Glazner, the target will be keep getting points on the board, keep trying to extend this unbeaten run, be solid at the back. Our defence has been outstanding, really, in terms of numbers and performance this season. So I think, they're going to be key, hopefully, to get into more positive results. So, hopefully we can get a few more on the board and start trying to get up the table and finish as high as we can this season.
All right. That's as much as we'll take tonight. Really, I'm sure the guys will get enough time to discuss the Leicester result ahead of the next game in the coming weekend in the EPL. Alex, thank you really for jumping on the pod on very short notice after the result. I know you really want to get back to not the gene, whatever it is you were having, just after that great result. Thanks really for jumping on the pod tonight. Okay.
Yeah, no worries, mate. I'll be going to bed shortly and dreaming of another Palace victory, probably.
I should be jumping into bed very soon, actually, as well. Anyway, I know there's guys around the world listening to the Daily Palace podcast. If for some reason you're just getting out of bed, or you're probably just returning to planet Earth, Crystal Palace just a couple of minutes ago won away at Leicester 2-0. It was Jean-Philippe Mateta and Marc Guéhi with the goals. Palace now up to 14th in the league, 24 points, 1 point above Manchester United. And a lot of Palace fans looking at it and saying, great times, long may it continue.
Every club.
Every day.
The Global Sports Podcast Network.